Hi, good day. Welcome to Startup Growth Program, brought to you by Startup Launch Code, a growth-focused startup agency here in Nigeria. Today we will be looking at another interesting topic. Yes. Let's drive right in. Let's look at what we'll be discussing today in this session. So today we'll be looking at a very interesting topic for startup founders as it were. So we want to look at how to create a pitch deck that wows investors. I'm sure most founders will be interested in seeing what we'll discuss throughout this session. So, what are the things I will be looking at? Before I dive into that, let's do a brief introduction about myself. So, my name is Dawood Kennedy. I work as a growth specialist with Startup Launch Code. So, what are the things we'll be learning in this particular session? We'll be looking at what exactly is a pitch deck. We need to understand what a pitch deck is. Then you need to know why do you need a pitch deck? What is the purpose of a startup pitch deck? Then the next thing we'll be looking at what are the key things that makes up a successful pitch deck. Then you look at what are those things you need to include in your pitch deck to wow your investors, your customers, your partners, and whoever you intend to send your pitch deck to. Then we'll also be looking at the do's and don'ts of a successful startup pitch deck and so much more. We'll be looking at through the course of this session. So I'll advise you take a cold bottle of water, get your pens and paper so you can jot things down. So let's dive straight in. We all know that without customers, without you being able to attract and retain customers, you can't have a successful product. So that's just on the side. So for every product, for every business to be successful, you need to be able to attract and retain customers. That is not an aside. So now, what exactly is a pitch deck? But every founder said, "Oh, I need a pitch deck. I need to design a pitch deck. I have a pitch deck. I want to send a pitch deck." What exactly does a pitch deck looks like, or what is a pitch deck? So when you talk about a pitch deck or a product pitch deck is made up of several slides. So when you talk about slides, you know what we talk about, a presentation slide that lets you quickly and clearly communicate the idea and potential of your product. So when we're talking about a pitch deck, it's just a presentation slide that helps you to quickly communicate your business ideas or and the potentials of your product to your investors, your customers, and to whoever you want to send. So a pitch deck does not dive into the many details of your startup. No, it doesn't have to be a comprehensive document of your start that talks about your startup. It's not like your business plan that talks about everything about your business. Instead, it provides that top level overview of your business with the goal to clearly and concisely relate your ideas and the potential of your product or your startup to your investor. So just a few slide documents that shows the potential of your startup to your what to your investors, to your partners, to your customers, or to even your potential employees. So a pitch deck is not a 52-page document. It's just like a few slides that clearly states what your business idea is all about and the potential of your idea. So that is a pitch deck. So don't mistake a pitch deck with a business plan. A business plan is a comprehensive document that talks everything about your business, but a pitch deck is just a few document, a few slide presentation that shows that clearly states the idea and the potential that your business or your product has to investors, to partners, to employees, or whoever needs to see your pitch deck. So now that we understand what a pitch deck is, what is the purpose of having a pitch deck? Yes, for everything, you need to start with the purpose. What is the purpose of having a pitch deck? Number one, you need a pitch deck when you want to like raise funds or you want to raise capital. So a pitch deck is primarily used to persuade investors to invest in your product or service. So like I said, is your pitch deck should be a simple document that clearly shows the idea of your product and the potential, and that is what investors want to see. They want to see the idea and they want to see if that idea actually has potential. This idea, is it worth investing? This idea, is it worth building? This idea, is it worth putting into the market? So that is what investors want to see. So the one of the primary purpose of having a pitch deck is because you want to raise funds, you want to raise capital for your business and your idea. So your pitch deck should visually illustrate the idea and the potential of that startup, so you can get your investors in interest in investing in such a business. Number two, another reason or another purpose of having a pitch deck is for you to attract new customers, partners, and employees. Yes, every partner want to see the kind of business they want to partner with. So with your pitch deck, you are able to to show the potential of your partnership. That, oh, if you partner with this particular idea, this is how they are going to this is what you are going to gain in return. So the pitch deck is actually helps you to attract new customers, help you attract partners, and even help you attract the right kind of talent into your business. Number three, you can also use your pitch deck to gain media attention. Yes, a pitch deck can be used to gain media attention and increase your startup visibility. Now you can present your pitch deck in a comprehensive way that it kind of gets you media coverage. You can have a very good robust pitch deck that putting it out will get the attention of the media to want to like grant you an interview, want to know exactly what you're building. So this, what does this help you do? It helps you to build one credibility. It helps you to build visibility even before you have what your product launch. So having a very detailed pitch deck can help you gain the media attention that will have a long gain benefit for your startups. So number four, another reason why you need a pitch deck or the purpose of the pitch deck is it can help you to validate your business model and value proposition. So a pitch deck can also be used to validate your idea. You can do this by what? You can have your pitch deck on your website where people can actually download and see what your product or your service is all about. And when they buy into the idea, it helps you to to validate the idea. Oh, will people actually use this product? Are people interested in this product or service? Because what, they've seen what your product is all about. They've seen the value that you tend to offer from your pitch deck. So it can help you to quickly validate your business model and your value proposition even before what, putting your product into the market. This is going to save you a whole lot of money and other resources before putting your product, because people have seen what your product is all about, and you have be able to what, gather enough data and information from that to validate your business model and your what and your value proposition as well. Now that we've seen, we've looked at what a pitch deck is, we've looked at why you need a pitch deck, what are the key to a successful pitch deck. So for every successful pitch deck, there are certain things that need to be considered to make it a successful pitch deck. So what are those key things that makes a pitch deck successful? So one, A pitch deck helps you to differentiate your ideas from other startups. Yes, you need as a product, you always need to look for a way to differentiate your ideas from other people's startups. So, with your what a successful pitch deck help you do is to help you differentiate your idea, your product, your service from other what existing startups. Number two, it helps you to present your idea in a clearly and concise way possible. So, like I said, your pitch deck is just a clear representation of your idea and the value that comes with your idea and the potential of the idea. So, with a successful pitch deck helps you to clearly do that. Number three, it helps to convince your audience of high potential and high chances of success of your idea. So, what your pitch deck, a successful pitch deck will help you do is to help you what to help your audience see clearly the value and the potential of your idea so that you can now what buy into the idea as either as a as an investor or either as an employee or either as a partner, as a consumer, as a user. So a successful pitch there will help you to achieve what that um that that leverage of helping you convince your target audience about your idea. So now that we understand all this about the pitch deck, what a pitch deck is, the purpose of having a pitch deck, and what makes a successful pitch deck. Now, what do you need to include in your pitch deck to wow your investors? There are certain things that investors look at for when they are looking at your pitch deck. Now, one thing you need to note is that the structure of your pitch deck is one of the most important thing you need to get right. If you don't get the structure right, then you are not going to wow the necessary people that needs to be wowed. So you need to get the structures very, very right to attract the kind of people you want to attract. So what are those structures? We'll be looking at them very shortly. Another thing you need to know is that on the average, investors spend just 3 minutes and 44 seconds on a pitch deck. So you need to try as much as possible to get them the right information in this short period. They don't have time, they have other things to look at. So you need to be able to convince them, grab their attention, convince them about your idea in 4 minutes in 3 minutes and 44 seconds, because that is the time they have to go through your page deck. So, like I said, it shouldn't be a 57-page document. No, you are not writing a business plan. You are just trying to what you share your business idea, your product or your startup idea and the potential of that idea, and you have just 3 minutes 44 seconds to win over your investor. So, what are those structures that you need to follow through to have a successful pitch deck? Number one, your first slide or the first thing on your pitch deck should be the introduction. Now, the goal of your introduction is to communicate clearly and concisely what your business is offering. No more story, just go straight to the point. So, your first slide, which is the introduction, should be about what your business is all about. What are you offering? What solution or what problem do you try to solve? And I will give you a very good example. Now, this is the very first pitch deck of Airbnb. Now, this is their introduction. You can see air, bed, and breakfast. What are they trying to do? Book rooms with locals rather than hotel. You can see that with this introduction, anybody looking at this already know what Airbnb wants to do. They want users to book rooms with locals instead of using hotels. So they want their customers to book rooms with local residents instead of using an hotel. So they already have an idea of what the business is trying to do. So when it comes to your introduction, your goal is to be as clear as possible. It has to it is the what it is telling the investor, whoever is looking at pitch deck, what you are trying to offer. No much story, just go straight to the point. Another thing you need to avoid is to avoid bogus words. Use simple words that it's easy to understand. Avoid using technical jargons. Probably you want to impress your investor that that you know all the technical language in your industry. you should avoid that. Use simple, straightforward words that is easy to understand, so that whoever is looking at your pitch deck can clearly get what you are trying to say in few seconds, just like our NBRB were able to achieve that. Then number two is the problem. Now, what problem are you trying to solve? That should be what should come next after the introduction. Now, what is the goal of this slide? Is to convince people that you are solving a real acute pain. Now, that is what your slide two should contain. So it should contain that particular problem that you are trying to solve, so that you know that okay, this particular idea is trying to solve a particular problem. Now, this is a very good example. What is the problem that this brand is trying to solve? They are trying to solve the problem of spending and sending money abroad. Now, people have issues, problems spending and sending money abroad. So, what is this company trying to do? They're trying to solve that problem, because when people try to send money abroad, it is expensive, it is inconvenient, and it is sneaky. So, but they are coming what? They are trying to solve that problem. So you already have the idea of what this particular brand is trying to solve. So your slide two should be telling your investors, whoever is looking at your pitch deck, that okay, this is the problem that we are trying to solve, and you should be as clear as possible. Then number three, it is your market. Now, the goal of this slide is to convince your audience that the project is as extremely high value or upside. So you are trying to convince your investor that yes, this problem, we have a market for it. There's people that really want to pay for this solution that we are bringing to the table. You are trying to tell them this market is so big that yes, that will be making money from it. So you are trying to let them know that yes, invest in this, you are sure to make money, because we already have an existing problem that people are looking for solution to pay for. And you can see here, people are even say this is a pitch deck of a brand that is telling, oh, this is what we'll be charging for every transaction once once people use our platform, and if we do that, this is the amount of revenue that we intend to generate. So you can see that you're already telling your investor that yes, bring me your money, and this is the revenue we'll be making at the end of the day. There is market for this, we need your money just to execute. The number next is yes, your products. Now, if when it comes to pitch deck, you might not have that time to demonstrate how your product works. So what you can do here is you can show like a screenshot of the steps that your product will be using to solve that particular problem. So it is just a page where you try to demonstrate your product. It can be a little screenshot, a little screen record if it is an online pitch deck. It can be screenshot of how your product works. It can be mock-up, it can be images, prototype, just to show that yes, this is how your product will be solving that particular problem for its user. So it's an opportunity to show what your product looks like. Number next is validation and or traction. Now here you are trying to give evidence that your problem and the solution, there is a product market fit, or you have a problem and you have the solution. There's a problem and you have the solution. So you just try to validate your idea, validate your product, so that your investors can see that yes, they are not wasting their time. There's actually a product market fit. And that you can do here is to what is to show some of the KPIs that you'll be using to track to validate your idea. Can be okay. This is the potential number of downloads you are expecting. This is the number of active users to free signups that we are estimating. So it's just for you to show that yes, there is actually a traction. You've especially if you already have like an MVP out where people are already using the product, so you can use to show that okay, in the last 6 months this is what we're able to what to this is the number of people that has been using the product, this is the number of people that's downloaded the application and the rest. So this point is just trying to like, validate your idea, show your investor that yes, you're already having the numbers, you just need funds to what to increase that number, to increase the capacity, and yeah, you are good to go. Yeah. So another thing you should have in your pitch deck is your team member. Now, what the goal of this particular slide is to leave your audience with the impression that you have the right team for the job. So people are always because one of the reasons why some what startup fail is when they don't have the right team. So you are trying to convince your investors, your audience that yes, you have capable hands that can actually help you actualize your dream. So if you can put in their job titles, their qualifications, so that you can say that yes, you really have capable hands that can help you achieve that particular what goal. Number next is you should include your competition. Yes, this is you might be thinking, oh, leaving out the competition would be a good idea. No, it's never a good idea. If there's no competition, it simply means that probably you are not solving the right problem. Because if there is a problem, people must have actually tried to solve that what particular problem. So including your competition helps you to even validate that yes, there is actually a market for this particular product. So you need to try as much as possible to what to include few of your competitors so that your investors and your audience know that okay, there's actually a problem you are solving and is a market for this particular product. Because if there's no market, there won't be competition. So that is an advantage to show that yes, you have competition, you actually understand the market as well. Yeah, financial projection. This is very important. Investors want to make money, so you should be able to like to project. Okay, this is what we intend to achieve in the next, let's say 6 months, next 1 year, and this is how we intend to achieve it. Now, the good thing and one thing you should be careful about is don't over project. Don't say okay, you want to impress your investors. You go and put some number that are not achievable. Don't shoot yourself on the foot. So you need to be as realistic as possible when you are making your projection, and this must be done through research, through looking at your records, how much you'll be able to achieve in 6 months, and use that to like do a projection for the another 6 months. So you should be realistic when you are making your financial projection for your pitch deck and your business. Then number next is the ask. What are you willing to achieve with the presentation? Are you looking for partnership? Are you willing to raise funds or capital? Are you willing to do you want to get what's it called, partnership and the rest? So you need to let them know, okay, this is my presentation, this is what I want to achieve, this is the end goal, so that they are not just looking at your pitch deck, and after seeing everything they don't even know what to do next. So you need to let them know, okay, this is what we want to raise, probably want to raise like $1 million, and this is what we want to use $1 million to do, and just like a brief summary of what you want and what you want to do with whatever you are getting from that presentation. So yeah, you can then your additional slide is now this additional slide is just to give other important information that you couldn't put into the first 10 slides. So example is your exit strategy. Do you want to be acquired by an X company? Do you want to have an IPO? Are you looking for a strategic partnership with X and Y company? Will you be looking for other investors? And so you can put that in your pitch deck as well, so that the audience can know that okay, this is what you have in the pipeline, even if you are not doing that at the moment. So is show that you are open and you know what you are doing. So you can include that in your pitch deck as well. So now that we know how to structure our pitch deck, what are the do's and don'ts of a pitch deck. There are certain things you should do, and there are certain things you shouldn't do when you are coming up. You're designing your pitch deck. Yes, let's look at the do's. Use large fonts and exclusively short information dense sentences. Like I said, your pitch deck is not a 52-page document like a business plan. It's just for you to clearly show your talk about your idea and the prospect of your idea. So you should avoid using long sentences. Make it short. Use large fonts so that it is easy for whoever is looking at it to see at a glance. Use bullet points so that it can be easy to what to grab each sentence at a time. Then use narrative, use pictures, use stories, use graphs, use numbers, because these things are easy to what to understand than using long form sentences. So that is that. Yes, what are the don'ts? Don't pour too much information. You don't need to write everything about your business. Just those important things that need to be known by your audience and investor. Use unique and creative structure. Yes, and don't use too much design. Don't over design. Don't show your design creativity. Yes, you want to wow the investor because you know how to design. No, then don't add too many details. Just a simple single topic, single problem, single solution, so that you don't over bombard your audience with so much that you get them confused at the end of the day. Yeah, so thank you. That is all we have for today. So when you talk about a pitch deck, it's just you a short slide document that talks about your idea and the potentials of your idea. There are seven purpose why you need a pitch deck. You need it for a rise. You need it for to get media attention. You can need it to get what's it called, can it to wow your employers, partners, and the rest. And when it comes to writing a pitch deck, the structure is very, very important. You need to start with the introduction, then your the problem, the solution, the market, the product, the validation and traction. You need to show your team members. You need to show the competition. You also need to show your financial projection, the acts. That is, what do you want to achieve with that presentation. So putting all your structures in order will make you have a very robust and a successful pitch deck that will always wow your investors anytime, any day. If you have any questions or you need a strategy session with any of our growth specialists, feel free to reach out to us on all our social media handles at startuplaunchco.co, or you can visit our website and schedule a 30 minutes strategy session with any of our growth experts on www.startuplaunchco.co. Do have a lovely session. Cheers.